Yes, so as I said, I'm a seasoned women's health nurse, and I have passion about mental health, because whenever you were talking about either victory in the inner room, this has caused a lot of women, even men alike, women's, about their mental state. When you are married and you don't enjoy, your personal time with your husband, definitely you'll be ashamed. You think that you can't do it right, and also you can't sleep. You don't know who to talk to, because this is a very secret thing. It's not something that you just discuss with anybody. So today the topic is victory in the inner room. And I have a lot of talks on YouTube. It's called Abimbola Talks, that I discuss about our family issues and everything as it pertains to mental health. Because I know this is what we don't talk about. We always say it's not my portion, and if it happens, it's village people. So today we are talking about sex. So okay, Brother, I can't get this right. So, what is sex to you? Every one of us, because of our background, we have different notions about sex. Is it people say the only reason why you have sex is just for procreation? I remember when we were living in Kano, in a yard. You see these men, they will fight from morning till night. Then in the next 2-3 months, you see they are pregnant. They'll be like, how do you get pregnant when you fight every day? So sex to them might be just for procreation. It might be just for something to just settle matter and just sit down and have sex and have babies. And the thing is that it's not just for procreation. It's to be enjoyed by a married couple. If you were a virgin before marriage, well, congratulations to you. Some don't have that opportunity, and it's not as if maybe they are just like loose or anything. Some they might lose their virginity through sports, or they lose their virginity through sexual abuse. And some people, they said they even with biologically made up, they don't have hymen. So for the fact that maybe the first time your husband has sex with you, you didn't have the pain and you didn't have blood coming out, that does not mean that you are not a virgin, but just because your body is made like that you don't have hymen. And some of us, we had boyfriends that we had sex before marriage, but thank God we don't have lots of mileage on our miles. But the thing is that some, we've tried it before marriage, so everybody's experience is different for people. So but what I'm saying is that, please do not spiritualize sex. There is nothing spiritual about sex. When you're having sex, it's not that. I've seen a lot of videos on Facebook where they say you'll be kabashi, praying for your husband when you're having sex. I don't remember prayer when I'm having sex. All I want to do is just concentrate and have fun. So they were like, just continue to pray for your husband, continue to pray. I even had one assistant Jesus saying on Facebook that the only position you are allowed to have that God wants, that Jesus wanted to have, is just a missionary's style. So where is it in the Bible? We have not seen it though. So those are the ones that are hearing more. I don't know. Pastor Mrs. said God should open our ears. Maybe God need to open our ears more, so that we'll hear more. So the thing is that sexual deprivation causes a lot of divorce. We were talking about it that time when my sister was talking that if you want your husband to stay at home, let me tell you, there is nothing that can keep a dog at home. If a man wants to cheat, it doesn't matter the acrobatic display you do in the inner room, he will still cheat. So nothing, even if you cook like different meals, he will still cheat. If you do any sexual position, he will still cheat. So we should just erase that notion from our mind. But this thing is just, we are saying all this so that we will not be deprived of what we are supposed to enjoy in our homes, in our inner rooms. We just don't want to rush it. If you are going to do this anyway, why don't I do it good? So that is just what we're talking about. And it caused a lot of frustration. sometimes it might not even lead to divorce, because if you say, okay, what is wrong between you and your husband, you'll be, even if that is the problem, you'll be dancing around it. Nobody will, they will ask her, what caused the problem? You say, he did this, he did that, because you don't want to, it's something that you don't want to talk about, you know. So it's better we discuss about it, because it's in our faces. Everywhere we go, in the media, they talk about sex. On the billboard, they talk about sex. So why don't you just discuss the biblical aspect of faith, even to our teenagers, not even to married people, because they are seeing it. So let you know, and whatever they hear outside, in teenage years, they believe people from outside before they believe us. So why don't you just talk to them about it before they hear about it, after they hear the bad aspect of it, and their brain is wired towards that. So that, you know, that is what we're talking about. So communication. If my husband will say, he will say, so did you enjoy it last night? I say, say, why did you say she no, daddy? When he say, when he say, daddy and she no, when he say, daddy, thank you for yesterday, I will say, you know, because he know if he did a good job, he will know that I tells him that, oh, that was good. But if he didn't do a good, I say, this one is not good job. You didn't do a good job. So definitely there's no daddy and she no, you know, in that aspect. So that's what I'm saying. We should not keep our mouth shut.
Of course.
If you don't enjoy it, please let your spouse know. But you know, because we are Africans, we say, they will think I'm praying. I know it, but God bless you, that I'm wayward. Maybe that's why, you know, I'm talking raw, I'm talking dirty, that I'm a dirty girl. Honey, you are married. There is no dirtiness in it. The Bible says both of them were naked and they were not ashamed. So if you can open your body to each other and you are not ashamed, why don't you just talk about it if things didn't go right? You know, we have come out of, you know, we are not our mothers. You know, our mothers, for those that have aged mothers. But you know, some mothers of these days, they know even more than we do. I'm talking about those, our mothers, you know, that the only thing that they know is to just have sex and have children. But this time, we want to talk about it. That, you know, what you did is not the best. How can we, you know, make it better? So we need to talk about it. You know, so, but I just as I told you, encourage him. Men are wired for sex. Their entire body is wired for sex. You know, we, women, before we can actually, we have to prepare ourselves, you know, to enjoy sex. We have to prepare, but men, within 1 second, you know, they are ready. They are ready. And that's why it is possible for men to rape, because they don't need much to get started. Women, it's hard for women to start. We actually have to start, you know. What I tell people, you know, when I talk to men, I say, start preparing your wife from in the morning. It doesn't have to be monetary or gift or anything. You know, just smack your butt and, you know, and stuff like that. And please leave me alone. You know, all those, now live with the talk, you know. So, but when you prepare yourself like that, you know that something is going to happen. So that you have that in mind, because it is of the mind, you know. So women are wired differently. You know, encourage him. You know, thank you. Encourage him. And, you know, encourage him. Tell him your fears. Some men are well endowed. They are well endowed. That is too big. And when it's too big, you know, if we are not well lubricated, we don't enjoy it. You have to tell him, get me ready. Your thing is big. I like it like that. But it hurts if I'm not ready. You know. So tell him your fears. Have you been sexually molested before? Talk about it. You know, it can happen to anybody. In fact, right now in Nigeria, not even Nigeria, many of us that are grown up, many of us have been sexually molested one way or the other. I'm not saying that maybe really rape, like contact. Some, like I have my cousin, actually she didn't tell me, she's older than me, she's 52 now. She didn't tell me until maybe about 2 years, like 3 years ago, that one of our cousins sexually molested her. Not like penetration or anything, but he told her to get something from somewhere, and by the time she put her hand there, didn't know that his private was there. You know, that is sexual abuse. And what we don't understand is that this thing can be in your, she's 52, and she told me like 2-3 years ago. So definitely she's been living with that for a long time. You know, many of us, you know, so by the time somebody touches us, we are like, we have, you know, we're guarding ourselves, you know, as if something, you know, because it's in our mind, we want to guard ourselves. So many people have been sexually molested that they had psychological consult, but they did not have, you know, sexual therapy, because there's a difference between mental therapy and sexual therapists. So they never went through that. Even in Nigeria, who goes to therapy, go back. If it happens, so say, don't tell anybody or I will kill your mother. So that happens a lot. So if you've been through that, talk to your husband, like, this is the reason you have to get me prepared extraordinarily before I can put myself down, you know, enjoy it. So always be open. Although our gas station is supposed to be always open, we are supposed to open our gas station. What about if the nozzle is ready, but the gas is not ready to pump? Because the nozzle is always ready to get in there. What about whatever we are going to program if it's not ready? So gas is not going to pump. So both the nozzle and the gas station has to be ready for gas to be pumped. If the nozzle is ready, it will just be pumping gas on the floor, you know. I be alive. So most of the time, women, we pretend we are busy when we don't want sex, when we don't want it. We say, like my husband, immediately he hits the bed, he's sleeping. But sometimes if he wants it, if he's sleeping, I'll just be doing like this. I'll do like this. Immediately I hit the bed and say, Otiwole, you know, that, oh, you are in. I was like, oh my God, I thought this guy was sleeping, you know. So, you know, we pretend, you know, we'll be like doing everything in the house so that our husband will fall asleep. But unfortunately, this guy is not sleeping, he's ready, you know. You don't fake orgasm. Just like what my sister was talking about the other time, that women, some of us fake orgasm. You know, if you have not attained it before, don't fake it. You know, tell him your preferred position. I remember when I did my 50th birthday, this woman right there, this wife, where I take my money married. No, actually she wasn't the one that asked me the question. So my other one that asked me, he said, auntie, he said, what is your preferred position? Yeah, it wasn't her. It was another one. But she asked me one of the questions, some questions, you know. So she asked me, say, what position do you like? And I told her, I said it. All my brothers were there, everyone, you know, Buki, you were there, you know. I think I was there. You were there, yeah, you were there. You were the one that was the moderator. Buki was there too, you know, when I had my, What is the preferred position? I will let you know. When we get to position. Yeah. So, we've talked about why women don't enjoy sex, history of child abuse, and some, they have what is called traumatic childbirth. What I mean by traumatic childbirth is that maybe when they were having babies, you know, like I told you, the reason why I gave presentation, I introduced myself, I used to be a nurse in Nigeria, is because when women are having children in America, we don't do episiotomy, we don't cut in America. We allow you to tear, then we suture. But in Nigeria, they will cut like they will cut that even the woman will have what is called a 4th degree laceration, you know. So, and by the time we just sew jaga down there. Number one, the woman is already traumatized. Or peradventure, she has what is called a forceps delivery. That is the only reason why we do episiotomy in America. If you're having an instrumental delivery, that is called forceps. That's when they use 2 clamps to bring the head of the baby down. That is the only instance that we do episiotomy. So if that happens, which woman will want anything to go down there? It takes a lot of time of thinking because every time you'll be like, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt. So that is what is called traumatic childbirth. You know, it's very, very traumatic, and it could be very, very painful. You know, and you know, I talk about it, that, and the myth about sex, that you know, so that my husband will not call me ashewo. Let me tell you, categorically, when I got married, the first time that my husband came to Nigeria, when we met, you know, we kissed, but we did not, because he said he wants to be sure if I want to marry or not. I'm telling you, I wasn't a saint, you know, but the thing is that the Bible says, when you are in Christ, all things have passed away, and everything has become new. So by the time I got born again, when I married, I became a virgin, Abi. So, so that's literally. So by the time he came back and we did this thing, we did the engagement and we did the wedding. You'd be like, I thought Nigerian girl. Say, me, I'm not a typical Nigerian girl. If you know how many marriage counseling classes I've gone, even before so anybody proposed to me that they want to marry me. So many of the experiences that I've had, I've gone to lots of churches for marriage counseling before I got married. So I knew what it entails. And also I was a nurse, you know. So definitely so many things that we know that an ordinary person does not know. So I said, I'm not a typical Nigerian girl that will just do like this and uncle, when you finish, come out. I said no, you know. And after I got married, it taught me so many things. Because my husband was married to an African American before I came. I tell my brother's wife, that one too, that if you have come here to meet your husband and you think you are not going to be in your best if your husband tell you do it, please do it though, because he has done it with other people of nationalities before and he enjoyed. So that's why I tell you, do it. If you do it, if you like it, continue.
You don't like it, you
stop.
So
if you have not done it before, and if it teaches you, if it teaches you, well.
No, if the man has not done it before.
If the man has, you mean if the man was a virgin?
Yeah.
Like there was one marriage counseling that I went, and the woman, she told me that both of them were virgins. And that's another thing that we have to encourage. It is not only girls that should be virgins, even boys should be virgins too. So if you are proclaiming purity for girls, it's both of them. So the thing is that if you say, our girls are this virgin before marriage, yes ma'am. Who disvirgins them? Did they disvirgin themselves? Did they sleep with themselves? Is this boys that sleep with them? So we should not be hammering on, boys to be boys. No, we should. If you have, I don't have boys, I have girls. So discard that notion of boys to be boys. Yeah. Train your boys the same way you are going to train your girls for sexual purity. So she said, because at that time that both of them didn't know what to do, that they were just looking at themselves on wedding nights, you know. So she said after 1 week, she talked 2 days or something. She talked to her pastor's wife, and the pastor's wife was too shy to teach them. So that one said, you know, there are some instructional videos. There is difference between instructional videos and porn. There are some instructional videos. Just the one that I'm talking about right now is an instructional. It is not porn, but they will show you what to use. So she said that was what they watched. That was what taught them. And actually, they've been married for about almost 50 years now. She said that was what taught them how to do it. So if both of them have not done it before, so that you will know where do we put it, how do we do, get instructional video. So, and also lack of foreplay, and also menopause. Like we that, you know, I've had a hysterectomy done, my uterus is out. I did that about 2 years ago or something. But my ovary is still, you know, intact. So, but you get to some years that when you get older, you don't have much lubrication down there anymore. And also your sexual, you know, attraction, you know, drive, desire, it kind of goes down. So I think I had to talk to my doctor, I think 6 months after. My husband said, what's wrong with you? That this is not you, that you always run after each other in the room. So I asked the doctor, I said, do I lose my sexual drive after this surgery? He said yes. I said, why didn't you tell me? At least I have option not to do this surgery. You know, if you had told me this, or at least prepare myself for it. You say, oh, I'm sorry, you say that's one of the things you experience when you have a hysterectomy. So things like that. Or some women, when they reach menopause, so it's also, you can lower your sexual drive, but when you hit a particular age, and it's lowers your sexual drive, and it's also there is not much lubrication down there. But guess what? There's an app for that. So different. We have sex toys. I actually went to the sex store last night. They were closed. I went there today. I drove there today to get some stuff. Unfortunately, I was rushing. I forgot my wallet at home. I was telling Pastor it's 20 minutes drive. I drove there like this, park in the parking lot. Let me bring my wallet. I couldn't find it. I was like, oh, maybe I drove with my husband's car. I said, even if his own wallet, I'm fine. Let me go and buy, but his wallet was not there. So that was the only reason, because I wanted to buy a lot of things, and I didn't want to bring the one I'm using at home. So I wanted to buy a new one and show you guys. But definitely we are going to still talk about it. Then, yes. Yeah, we have different sex toys. It's not vibrator or anything. It's sex toys. There is one that that clicks your clitoris. It helps you put you in motion, on fire. It's just taps your clitoris. There's something like that. Yeah. And there's also something that it's a lubricant, but it's edible. So if you want to go down, you can just apply it, and by the time you are having oral sex, you are licking the sweet, So that that's another one, So they sell it in the sex store. There's one in Sharonville and there's one in Monroe. I went to the one in Sharonville. I think it's Exis 46 on 275. It's in Sharonville. So but the thing is that different positions. Different positions. If you are somebody like Sister Charlotte, she can do acrobatic display and the husband can turn her around. But somebody like me, before my husband will lift my so don't go and have fracture. Don't be doing pole dancing. Just do the one that your weights can carry. And the thing is that you talk about sex before you do it. Talk about it. Let's like, don't be like my sister that said she will have calendar. There is no calendar for sex, no schedule. Don't go and say it is not today, it's tomorrow. And don't put the brother on fire and say okay, let's tomorrow. Don't put him in on it's coming. So we do what is called a Kegel exercise. When you do Kegel exercise, it helps your pelvic, and it also helps tighten it down there. So Kegel exercise, especially for we that have had 3-4 kids. So what you do is that you just try to pee. So once the urine starts to flow, you squeeze. You hold the urine. And if I do it after sex. It's fun. Try it. You guys should try it. Immediately, after sex, when you want to pee, if your bladder is full, you need to pee a little bit and hold it. It gives you that. It's very interesting. You guys should try it. It's called Kegel exercise. So you should feel the muscle, lifted. So you lift your muscle. It's another way to squeeze your muscle, and also it tightens your vaginal wall, and also relax the muscle. So they said it helps you to reach orgasm and also to improve your sex life. Different sex position. So this one, some even say that when you are on top, the Bible says we should even be on top always. Now, they say that one is sin. That's Jesus PA that said that one. So different sex position. What I'm saying about foreplay, I do oral sex. I don't know if it's some people, if you are comfortable with it, just as I said that there is an edible, lubricant that you can use, you can, like, that is why I have my banana here, that's how I have, so we are going to use it, but this banana, I'm not saying this is the size of a husband's penis, but
like that.
So I know Sister Taiwo won't find this one dirty because she's a Nigerian nurse. We talk dirtier than this in family planning, this thing, education class. So assuming this is your husband's penis, it's not going to be curved like this, it should be straight, or sometimes it can be curvy anyway. So you apply the cream, the lubricant on the tip of the penis, so you stroke, you stroke with your tongue, you stroke the top with your tongue. So that is for people that are comfortable with oral sex. Some are not comfortable about it, hey, it depends on what you want to do. And also, some, so when you do that, they have fun. And also, I'm peeling it so that I can say this is the scrotum, this is the scrotal part, and also when you stroke the scrotal part, or the down part of the penis, that is very, very enjoyable too. You can hear them screaming, so yes,
No,
I know, this is where we started from. It's called foreplay. This is called foreplay. You can't just, daddy don't just come and hold your breast and just suck your breast and say, okay, let's go. No. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So you have to do some things that is going to put you in the mood. Yes. And even also your husband, like if you see this position right here, you see, did you see that? Did you see that position? Yes. That means his head is down to yours, to your bottom, and that one is very, very enjoyable. Because why? Because it's on top, you can stroke his penis and everything, while he is doing yours too. Did you guys saw it? You see, his head is like this. It's right here. It's right here, and your own head is right here. So definitely you are stroking his penis and he is going down on you too. Yes, 50-50. Yes, so both of you at that time, you are having fun with it. It's not just one person. I think I was going to talk about the first one. So this one is interlocking. This one, I don't really enjoy it. I've tried it, but I don't really enjoy it. And I told him that no, I don't like this one. But I like this one. So you guys should try it if you are not against oral sex. Some are, some are not. This one is very interesting. This one, you are laying on the side, on the side, and he is on the top of the bed. Or sometimes you back him like this, this is the bed. You are backing him like this, and he is, like in top on the bed like this. So that one is very interesting too, So that one is gonna like get down real good. The only thing is that if he's well endowed, if he goes down and it hurts, some positions are very painful. If it's well endowed and if he goes down to, the Bible says if he gets that means if he gets down, if he hurts, this position might not be comfortable for you. Yeah, she's facing, this is her leg. She's backing him. This is her leg. This is her.
The man is going to penetrate from the back.
From the back. Yes, from the back.
Why standing?
Yes, why she's standing. Yes, why she's standing.
Emma, is her one leg going to go up, or she'll just go back?
No, she'll just do like that. Yeah. So this one is very interesting too. Like there's one of my friends, we talk about so many things at work. Sometimes when we have a downtime, she's also African. You know, she always say, Mama, you have so many things to talk about. So she said she has a chair in her room. Yes, she has a chair, like not as low as this one. She said it's a little bit high. She said, oh, my sister